Hey guys, welcome back to Think Beautiful, the channel where I discuss the debacle that is Meghan Markle. And is she trying to target millennials now? Has she given up on everyone else because, I don't know, we have a memory and we know what she did and we're not really going to buy her stuff? Yeah, because I think that's what's going on. Take a look at this article I found in British Vogue, the millennialness of Meghan Markle's Instagram. Now, first of all, this sounds like just some kind of justification for how terrible her Instagram page is, but we'll get to that. And secondly, this is in British Vogue, which I find quite interesting because we have heard some stories about her relationship with British Vogue and Vogue in general, because not very long ago we heard about how she had a fallout with Edward Enninful because she wanted to be on the cover and he was like, no, that's not a good idea. And she probably had a tantrum. And then she also had a fallout with Anna Wintour because not only did she want to be on the cover of British Vogue, but at the same time, she wanted to also be on the cover of US Vogue. Now that ain't happening. Not on Anna's watch. And by the way, no Met Gala, Megan. Please stop telling us every year that you're skipping the Met Gala because you're not even invited. We know. Oh, such a liar. But let's read through this article. On 4th of June, the day of her daughter Lilibet's 4th birthday, Meghan Markle posted 3 different Instagrams. Yes, 3, because obviously Lily is the favorite. So disgusting. The first was a slideshow that included 2 heavily filtered black and white photographs. You could also say doctored, manipulated, holding her daughter. One seemed to have been taken fairly recently, the other just after she was born. The second was a slideshow of a sepia toned photo of Prince Harry with Lilibet as an infant, followed by video of Harry and a toddler Lilibet walking in Montecito. And the third? Well, that's going to take a new paragraph. It's a video. Okay, so this is obviously about the twerking video. They're not even including Disneyland yet. Oh my goodness. Lily got the red carpet treatment for sure. But this video, oh, I mean, everyone has an opinion on this and none of it's good. Taken in a hospital room, allegedly. For the first few seconds, Meghan, heavily pregnant, about to give birth to a pillow, perhaps, stands awkwardly looking at a camera. Then music begins to play. Kesha's The Baby Mama Dance. She begins to move to the music, at one point dropping it low. Oh, and that was the worst. That was the worst part of the whole thing. Prince Harry eventually comes into frame, waving his arms like a complete moron. 4 years ago today, this also happened. Both of our children were a week past their due dates, so when spicy food, all that walking, and acupuncture didn't work, there was only one thing left to do, Meghan captioned the video. So only one thing left to do, apparently. Really? Because I think it would have been probably better to do nothing. And by the way, when you're not pregnant anyway, you don't need to try and push it out. There's nothing there. Or if there is something there, it's only going to be a pillow or clothing. Oh, let's get this off the screen. That is enough of that. If you visit certain corners of the internet or read certain papers, you'll find yourself amongst a populace convinced that Meghan Markle is some sort of manipulative, narcissistic mastermind. That is a great description. I'll go with that. She wanted to be the victim because then she could convince Harry that it was an unbearable experience and they had no choice but to move to America, an anonymous source told The Times. She marches around like a dictator in high heels, fuming and barking orders. I've watched her reduce grown men to tears, another anonymous source told The Hollywood Reporter. Yes, well, this is just hashtag facts, people. This is what is going on, and people are starting to speak up. So I don't know why we need to say that it is in a corner of the internet. Pretty sure it was like front page news. I'm not a psychiatrist, so I'll refrain from weighing in on what personality traits Markle does or does not have. Nor have I ever met Meghan, so I'll also refrain from commenting on what she is or is not like. But I won't refrain from this. Markle's Instagram presence makes her seem so harmlessly millennial. What? What is this talking about? What do you mean? Harmlessly millennial. Does that just mean cringe, trying to be something she's not? What does this mean? Everything has a filter. She loves a black and white photo. Yes, she certainly does like a black and white photo because that is what she does. Just after she has photoshopped it, she flicks it to black and white so that she tries to fool us. That's why she likes it. Captions contain the crying, laughing emoji. Gen Z prefers the skull. She posts mood boards, oh, doesn't she ever, with cheesy sayings that seem plucked from Pinterest. You mean plagiarized from Pinterest? And yes, they probably are. You cannot make everybody happy. You are not a jar of Nutella. That is exactly straight off Pinterest, by the way. Or I love you with all my butt. I would say heart, but my butt is bigger. Yeah, that's a great saying that someone who, I don't know, calls themselves a feminist would use. Yeah, right. There are also video slideshows and random photos with text overlaid. My husband's hat gets a twirl, reads a red caption over a photo of Prince Harry's cowboy hat from Kemu Saab, whatever that is. Who needs to know where it's from? This is the photo they're talking about. And I'm not kidding you. When I first saw this, I honestly thought it was a toilet bowl. I just thought it was. It looks like a perfect place to put some urine, honestly. And why has it got names on it? Why does everything have to have the kids' names on it? Oh, it's just too much. Before Meghan Markle joined the royal family, she had her own Instagram. Yeah, she reminds us all the time. She posted overly saturated travel photos with her back to the camera, yoga poses, peonies, and inspirational quotes in millennial pink, like find what you love what you find. Nearly everything was followed by a hashtag. Well, I mean, who cares? That's just what people were doing back then. By the way, so did everyone else in the mid 2010s. It was common to pose in front of dramatic backgrounds before slapping the Clarendon filter over it, and to share things that today wouldn't warrant a post at all. Back then, we didn't have stories or slideshow features, and it showed. The aesthetic Meghan had was the defining one of the social media platform. I never was into Meghan Markle with her whole TIG or even her Meghan Markle Instagram because I did not know who she was. That is because she was a nobody. Nobody knew who she was unless you watched Suits, basically. So I've had to go and have a look at some archive images because, like I said, I don't recall this. And this is what I found. So, this is what she was posting. Honestly, like pretty boring, but I have to say, probably better than what she's posting these days. You'd have to say, and there she is with her fish. She loves cooking with her denim shirts. I mean, she is the same as ever in so many ways. We know that. Then we got the banana. I mean, that just looks like it's copied straight from another site. Anyway, lots of images and hashtags of her with more famous people because that's just what she does, tries to leverage herself. We also had Things like this. I mean, these are crap. I don't know why she always talks up her old Instagram. I think she just misses it. I don't think it was any good. If you look at all this, I mean, like, who cares? These are terrible shots. She also had her travel kind of, this is the tick stuff, but I mean, look at the filters on that. It's just insane. But then in 2018, she logged off. Yeah, she logged off. See how that says logged off? Because she didn't actually shut down her account. Her account is still there in the background. You cannot make an account with the same name as what she had. So it still exists in the background. It took her 7 years and a dramatic move from the UK, well, that's one way of putting it, to log back on, this time under the username of Meghan, which, by the way, was not available. You can't tell me that that was available. She must have asked for that from someone and possibly bullied to get that. But while the rest had moved on to a candid, darker toned photo dump style of posting, Megan went right back to the highly saturated filteredness because that's all she knows. Megan has like one recipe, pardon the pun, but she only knows one way of doing anything. It works for her, I guess, with other areas of her life. But when it comes to Instagram, that's all she knows. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. It is as simple as that. Her haters might call her presence cringy. You reckon? We might call her presence cringy. We 100% do. And that is because it is. Really, I didn't even know. I kid you not. I had no idea she was cringe until she did her Netflix show with Love Megan. That was just cringe city, but I did not know that before. Now I can see it. So thank you, Megan, for telling us that. Her stands might call it endearing. I don't think anyone calls anything she does endearing, but no matter where you fall on that Markle spectrum, you can't deny it's disarming. It's hard to have strong, angry feelings about a woman who posts cheesy quotes about Nutella, awkwardly dances in a hospital room, or posts captions about her children that say, "Love you more than all the stars in all the sky, all the raindrops, and all the salt on all the french fries in all the world." Side note, what? Yeah. Exactly. So you're telling us, well, we shouldn't hate on her. And here's some of the cheesy things she says. How can you hate this? But then you say, side note, what? Like, you're just confirming that it is garbage. Now, here are some Instagram posts of her Megan Instagram. These are recent ones. These are boring. Who is following this and enjoying it and getting excited when there's a new post? These are terrible, terrible shots. Look at this. She's gotten worse. It's so much worse. That pie, that lemon pie, whatever that is burnt, by the way. I mean, I think she's cut it off even more because it was even blacker on the other side. These are just terrible, terrible images. And it gets worse when you get to her as ever site. It is just like the content is the problem. I would say this looks colorful, it looks okay. But what is going on in these images? They are so static and they're just question marks. What is going on? Why have you put fake vegetables in a basket? Why is your dog's head in it? Why are you showing off your shoes? All these questions. But these ones here are great examples of just dead content. It's just lifeless. And what are you doing? Why are you picking one random little flower? Why are you holding your teacup like that with the tea bag? Like, where is the water? Like, what is going on? Nothing is making sense. Her Instagram is crap. And if you think that this is what millennials like or what millennials are doing, that makes no sense. She is backwards. And while I don't think that Meghan's Instagram is putting her in the top echelons of envy inducing lifestyle influencers, I do think it actually could be a net positive. What? In the UK, her popularity is at an all time low. Yeah, we know that. It has nosedived. According to YouGov, in the US, it hovers around 39%. That's very low still. By posting like, well, a slightly unhip mum, it actually makes her seem a slightly unhip mum. Yeah, it does. And guess what slightly unhip mums are? Likeable. Okay. Okay, now I see what this article is trying to do. You're trying to make us say, you know what, guys? Yes, she's cringe. Yes, she's crap. She's been doing the same thing for 100 years. But guess what? That's likable, isn't it? That's what we call likable. No, it's not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Meghan. If you want to be likable, it doesn't start with your Instagram, okay? It starts with your behavior, it starts with your actions. You should apologize. To be honest, it's probably way too late for any of that. I mean, the Queen has passed, Prince Philip has passed, King Charles is really, really sick. It's just too late for all of that. You don't suddenly become likable because your Instagram posts start to get better. This is ridiculous. How many of us have effortlessly cool Instagrams anyway? Quite a lot of people do if you've had a look at Instagram lately. So, I don't know, some of her competitors maybe like Gwyneth, like that's a pretty good Instagram site right there. You've also got food shots because she knows how to take photos. She knows how to cook, which is crazy because she's not a chef, but she makes some pretty amazing things. She did that Japanese breakfast, and I was like, actually, that looks amazing. You've also got people like Hailey Bieber who have a really great Instagram, another competitor, obviously way out of Meghan's league. So she's got the Rhode Cosmetics, and they look amazing. This is probably one of my favorite Instagram pages because every image actually makes you want to buy the product. Even if you don't like Hailey Bieber, you look at the glow on these women in these pictures and you're like, I need that. I want to look like a glazed donut. But this is where I want to go with this topic because Meghan Markle is clearly targeting millennials. And the problem I have with this, apart from everything with Meghan is just wrong, okay? The problem I have with this is that Meghan is clearly about to drop an alcohol brand. Now, she couldn't have drunk any more in her Netflix series with Love Megan. I did another video on that, sloshed as ever. If you haven't watched it, check it out. She's just constantly drinking, popping bottles, getting her friends drunk, acquaintances, people that she's bullied to get on the show. But she's just always drinking. So I believe she's going to start to push these products on millennials. Now, I have an issue with that because pushing young kids to drink, I mean, they're not that young, but any kind of pushing alcohol onto the younger generations, I don't think that is responsible. I don't think it's cool, Meghan. Just because you like to have a lot of day drinks, like that doesn't mean that everyone else does. So this is obviously a wine that she'll probably come out with. It's going to be a rosé. A lot of you guys joked in my comments from my last video, sloshed as ever, that it was going to be called, or it should be called, wine with a WHINE. I love that so much. Thank you. I've run with that. This is what it's going to look like, I'm sure. And the other reason I know that Meghan Markle is about to drop alcohol and totally target the millennial generation is because when you go over to her Instagram, if you've been logged out for a little while and you log back in, it has a bit of a jump and you can see it flicks and it shows you food and drink. Can you see that? It's got some kind of glitch going on. There are people working in the background, but you can clearly see, I took a screenshot. It is about to say food and drink by Meghan. All right. Now, that is not going to be orange juice. It's not going to be mineral water because we know Meghan Markle loves alcohol. So it's certainly going to be some kind of rosé or some kind of, what is it, gin fused with her flowers, her leftover rabbit food. Who knows what she's going to do, but it's going to be alcohol. Mark my words. But guys, let me know what you think about this. Is that what Meghan Markle is trying to do? Target a different generation that maybe doesn't really understand exactly who she is and what she's done? But guys, let me know exactly what you think. I'd love to hear your comments, and please like and subscribe. I will keep these videos coming. Thank you. Bye.